provide and protect. How to actually become a high status man. No dating coach, no guru, no expert, no alpha male will tell you this. Why? Because they want to sell you a course. But fellas, lucky for you, I'm the first one ever in this industry who really doesn't need your money. And that's why some of my clients have paid me 45k, 65k, and over 120k to get my tactics. And that's why I don't need your money, right? And this video is split into 3 parts. Let's get into it, fellas. Number 1, provide and protect, a man's North Star. Number 2, how to use this to win in life and relationships. And number 3, how I personally changed my life. Okay, so number 1, but before we get to number 1, I just want to let you know there's a huge announcement coming soon, and I will tell you more about that later in the video. You're going to want to hear about this. I personally believe through coaching an ungodly amount of men, from spending an ungodly amount of hours on coaching calls over the last however many years I've done this, right? After all of that, doing all that work, all the tactics, all the science, all the research, I believe that this should be the single guiding principle of a man's life. That's what I mean by this. If you live by these rules, I believe as a man, when you're older, you will look back on yourself and you will say, I have had a successful life. I had fun, but most importantly, I had a successful life. Now, what the fuck does this mean? Okay, so we understand that this is the guiding principle. Well, what does it mean? Well, it's obviously split into 2 parts. It's a 2-part framework. Provide and protect. Okay? So let's start with number 1, provide. And when I say provide, you're probably thinking, well, does that mean I have to be rich? And I'm never going to bullshit you. Yes, if you are wealthy, if you can financially provide resources, I believe that is part of a man's role, but it is not the only thing that's required. That's why you can see these fucking losers, these fucking kids, get loads of really attractive women, even though they've got zero money, zero resources. It's because there's a different type of providing, right? So option 1 is, yes, you can provide financially, and I'm never going to bullshit you. I strongly recommend doing the work so you can do this because it helps a lot, right? But there's another part. There's many parts of providing, but the part I want to focus on now is the emotional side of providing. The emotional side. I believe a man's job is to be the rock that others can lean on. The person that when people have a problem, they go to. You solve that problem. Right? This is how it is in my own life. If people have a problem, they come to me. If they're ever really upset or they're really stressed, they come to me. And I listen. I don't say much. I just fucking listen. I am the unemotional, stoic rock that they can pour all of their problems onto, and I never show any reaction. Okay, that's providing. It's obviously split into 2 parts. I mean, there's many parts you could split it into, but the 2 main parts is you can either provide financially or you can provide emotionally. And I'm going to go into this in more detail later. So now let's go to the second part of this framework. Protect. Okay, and obviously, like I said, fellas, I'm going to go into this in massive detail later. I just want to give you a brief high-level overview of what this is, then we can get into the tactics. But protect. So this is fairly self-explanatory, but again, it's not just what you'd expect. So when I say protect, you probably mean you've got to be some 6'5", 105 kg, 9% body fat, bench 400 pounds, squat 600 pounds. I'm never going to bullshit you. If you're 6'3" and you bench 400 pounds and you can squat 600 pounds, that will give you rock solid, unbreakable confidence. But this, again, is just a component of it. But fellas, I'm never going to bullshit you. This is a very, very important component of it. Not necessarily the height, but that's something you can't control. That will help. But again, that's just a part of it. Being physically strong, that's something you can control. And I literally just made a video on this. So click on my channel, go and find it. It details how to optimally work out for respect, confidence, and attraction and being magnetic to women. Right? I made another video on that. You can go find that on my channel somewhere. But again, protect. Like, people want to feel physically protected, but they also want to feel emotionally protected. Again, if they have a problem, they want to feel like they can come and speak to you, and you're not going to go and bullshit it to everyone and tell everyone. They don't want to feel that. They want to feel that if they tell you something, it's going to stay with you. They want you to be that open ear. They want you to be that rock again that they can lean on. And again, fellas, I'm going to get into this in massive more detail, but that's the overarching view of the framework: provide and protect. It's very simple, but it's super important. Okay, so we just covered the basic overview. Now I want to talk about, well, how the fuck? So this is really nice what you just told me. Wow, this is really cool. I really like this framework. But then this is where all the gurus go wrong. They give you all these benefits, but never tell you how to do it. So I'm going to tell you tactically, how do you use this to win in real life, in both life and relationships? Okay? But before we do that, let me give you some more information on a fucking huge announcement that's coming very soon. Okay? No one in the industry will have ever done this before. Okay? So I've been working on this single thing for 4 years, right? And it's finally ready. It's a culmination of everything I've learned and taught in the years I've done this, right? And it combines everything I've ever taught my top private clients, who, like I told you, they paid me from 45k to over 120,000 pounds for my advice. Okay. And if you want to find out first, you want to get early access to this, and you want to get some, not all, some of the resources I've charged thousands for in the past, and you want that all for free, all you have to do is click the link in the description, fill in your contact information, and you'll be the first to find out when it's released. And I'll send all the details to you, and I'll send all the free resource to you at this email address you give me, this phone number you give me. So if you give me the wrong phone number, motherfucker, you're not going to get the stuff. Okay? Like I said, I'll send you some of my paid resources for free just for registering, right? You don't have to buy anything. You get all this for free just when you submit your information, right? So just shut the fuck up. Just do it. I'm doing you a massive favor. I don't have to spend 14 hours a day for 4 years working on this bullshit. I'm doing you a favor. Just take advantage of it. Rob me. And just trust me. Just trust me. You won't regret it. But anyway, do whatever you want. Let's get back to the video. So number 2, how to use this to win in life and relationships. Okay. So tactically, how the fuck do you use this provide and protect framework? So again, I'm going to start off by giving you the honest, brutal, hard reality that no one on earth will give you, because they want you to sell you a course. And if they tell you the truth, you won't buy a course, because you will know just how hard it is in real life to win. But luckily, I don't need to do that, so I can tell you the truth that I wish someone told me. So the first horrible step, again, this is not going to be sexy. We'll get to some of the sexy tactics later. The first horrible step, fellas, is regarding providing. Do the work, become a top 1% earner, become a top 10% earner, right? That's enough. It's not hard to get into the top 10%. Most people are scrolling TikTok. They're eating fucking Doritos at 8 a.m. They're staying up till 4 a.m. They're vaping. It's very easy to win. So that's the very hard, honest, brutal truth for providing. The first way you can do it is by becoming the actual financial provider, provide resources for family, which I believe you should do. And then on the other side of this coin, the hard, unsexy, brutal truth is if you want to protect, you want to be physically dominant. So that means you want to get in the gym, you want to train in a very specific way. And I'll give you the framework now, but I made a full in-depth video on my channel the other day that you can watch, and it's probably the best piece of content ever made on how to actually work out to maximize confidence, respect, attraction, and magnetism. I'll briefly introduce it to you now, and then you go watch the video if you want to learn more. So the first component is strength. The second component is speed. The third component is power, and the fourth component is cardio. If you train those 4 components like a fucking maniac, you will have rock solid confidence, and you will build the body and mind that makes other people feel physically safe in your presence, which is what you want to do. So them 2 are the hard, brutal truths, like tactically, how do you win in life and relationships? Also, again, if we just go back to the relationship side of thing, if you're a provider, if you're a top 10%, top 1% earner, top 5% earner, naturally women will be more magnetized to you. It's just a brutal reality. If you are physically strong, if you are mentally strong, again, naturally a byproduct of that is women will be magnetically attracted to you. Like a fucking magnet. I'm not bullshitting. Get in shape. Like I'm talking top 1% shape. It's not hard, fellas. It'll take you like 6 months, a year if you train like a fucking maniac, like I suggest in this video. Not for everyone. Not medical advice, not health advice, not financial advice. Just saying, if you train like me, you'll be very good in 6 months, 1 year. Just do it and watch the results. Okay. And if you haven't got results and you've been training, you've likely not been training in the way I say. So train the way I say. Just trust me. Just shut the fuck up and follow my advice. I've done this for a very long time. I know what I'm fucking talking about. So they're the brutal truths, right? That no one on fucking earth will tell you because they want you to buy something. Right. Let's go into the actual tactical shit. Like force, I get that. I have to work hard, be a top 1% earner. But what the fuck can I do tonight to win in life relationships? So let me talk about this. So again, it all stems from provide, protect, right? But there are certain behaviors you can do that make people perceive these two things, that give off this impression, that tap into these psychological biases that make these two principles so important. So what's the first one? It's high stats body language. This is basically what the old videos, for all you motherfuckers that watch the videos from 3, 4, 5 years ago, that's all I used to talk about. High stats body language. No one else on earth knows this stuff and talks about it. So high stats body language, what the fuck is this? Basically, body language is responsible for 60% of how people perceive you. Right, 60%. So if we get this right, we're already 60% of the way there. But what is high status body language? Well, it's basically it's body language you use that makes other people perceive you as a high status, confident, dominant man, a 1% man. If you use this body language, people will think you are in the top 1% of status, right? And also, you can use specific high status body language that plays into the provide and protect framework. So what sort of what tactically body language is this going to be? This is going to be body language that A, makes you look extremely cool, extremely calm, extremely competent. Okay? That's really the sort of body language you want to use. What makes you look cool? What makes you look calm? What makes you look confident? Because that's going to cause people to think, wow, this guy can protect me. This guy can provide emotional support for me. People associate that with this. So let's talk about the actual body language cues you can use. First thing, fellas, is you want to plant your feet very wide. Or not very wide, but just outside shoulder width. Right? That's the first thing you want to do. You want to have a wide stance with your feet. The second thing is you want to have a wide stance with your arms. Right, you want there to be a large distance between your lats and your arms. It's going to make you look physically larger. Okay. The third thing you can do, fellas, I hope you like my artistic drawing, is you can keep your head held high, meaning you can expose your neck. Why? This is going to signal confidence because typically, fellas, the neck is like millions of years ago. This is all still in our brains, by the way. Millions of years ago, fellas, the neck is like where people would attack because it's the most vulnerable part of the body. If you attack the neck, you can kill someone very easily. Okay? So if you expose the neck by keeping your head held high, that signals I'm confident, I'm fearless, I'm calm. That's going to make other people feel, well, this guy can protect me, this guy can provide emotional support for me. That's what it's going to physically, subconsciously make them feel. Okay? What's the next thing you can do, like with body language? Well, the next thing you can do is, fellas, is no fidgeting. Why? Because fidgeting is what in the science we call a self-soothing behavior. People fidget when they are nervous. Even if you don't consciously feel nervous, subconsciously you will fidget and move when you are uncomfortable. So if you are uncomfortable, guess what? You're not cool, you're not calm, you're not competent. So they're not going to feel provided for emotionally, they're not going to feel protected, right? Because you always have to be the cool, calm man. Always, 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 always. Okay? That's the next thing you can do. You can not fidget. The final final thing you can do in this one is you can have, how would I best describe this? You can have fixed eye contact. And that doesn't mean you're staring into someone's soul for 15 minutes. It means you slowly move your eyes from place to place, and when they land on a place, they stay there for an extended period of time. Then when you move them to the next place, you move them slowly, smoothly. Again, all these frameworks link together. It's almost as if I've been doing this for a long, long time and I know what I'm talking about, unlike everyone else. When you move your eyes, you move them slow, you move them smoothly, and when you move them to the position you're looking at, you keep them fixed. Because on the other hand, fellas, how do most men use their eye contact? And you will have no idea you're doing this. No idea. And the bad thing is you've got no idea you're doing this, but this is what makes you look creepy, right? Which is the worst thing. It makes you look like a fucking creep. And it also makes you look uncomfortable and unconfident, right? So again, this is why you don't get any results. It's the tactical stuff like this that matters in the moment, okay? So you want to have fixed eye contact on one position. When you move it, it wants to be moved slowly. Very simple. So high status body language, they're really the big things you can do. Wide stance, both feet and arms, expose your neck, keep your head held high, don't fidget, right? Stay completely still. Most of the time you can move a little bit, but don't fidget, don't bite your nails, don't do any of that fucking bullshit. And then keep your eye contact fixed on one position. And when you move it, move your eyes slowly to the next point and hold them there. Move your eyes slowly to the next point, hold them there. Okay, so that's the first component of it, high stats body language. Now, what's the second component of tactically making people feel provided for emotionally and protected physically and emotionally? What's the second thing we can do? Like physically, like tactically. Well, the second thing we're going to do, fellas, is we're going to use specific vocal tonality. Okay, and why is this so important? Well, vocal tonality makes up 30% of how other people perceive you. 30%. So body language is 60. Vocal tonality is 30. Then the actual words you say is 10%, less than 10%. Okay? And this is why I have such an issue with all the guys, these fake gurus that teach game and teach pickup, because it doesn't work. It's not scientifically valid. It's not valid. It doesn't work in real life. It works on Reddit forums. It works on Reddit. It works on YouTube videos. It doesn't work in real fucking life. And that's why if you've tried all this stuff, you've tried the game, you've tried the pickup, and you've got zero fucking results, it's because it's not scientifically sound. It's because this shit is fucked up. Okay? Oh, God, I'm going to have a heart attack. Anyway. Vocal tonality. How tactically do you do this to make people feel provided, protected? How tactically do you do this? First thing, probably the most important tip, you want to speak from the belly. And this is very hard to do, but you want to speak from the belly. Okay? This means you've got to take deep breaths, not from your chest or throat, but from your belly. And what will happen is, fellas, this will naturally make your voice deeper. Right, it will make it sound more resonant and it will sound more attractive. You also sound extremely confident because you'll naturally speak louder when you speak through the belly. The next thing is you want most of your sentences to finish in a downwards tonality, right? Just like this. You notice how at the end of every sentence I say, it finishes down, just like that. Why? Why on earth do we do that? Because when you do that, it sounds like what you say is a fucking fact. So I've tested this out because this single tip, but when you combine all of them, I've tested this out in real life. When you speak in this way, you can say something as stupid as the sky is green today and people will believe you. They'll be like, really? Let me go look. They'll believe you if you speak in this way. And that is a fucking promise. Like I've said, I keep testing this to see how far I can take it. And I have never, ever, ever found the limit of something I can say that people don't believe me when I speak in this way. And obviously I told them that was a joke. They're like, what? I didn't know that. So that's the power of speaking this way. Basically, it makes you sound like a fucking king, a fucking conqueror, a fucking top 1% man, which is really how you want to be perceived. Okay, so you want to speak in a downwards tonality. The third thing is, fellas, you want to say very, very few words. Okay? You want to say very few words. You want to let other people, the rule I use is other people should be doing 80% of the talking. You should be doing 20%. This is a good rule to use that I use in my life. Other people should be doing 80% of the talking. Just keep asking them questions and they will speak. And another really powerful point of this is, fellas, this is also a nasty tip for how to make women quite literally addicted to you, or how to make anyone addicted to you, really, just your presence. When we speak, when we talk about ourselves, it releases a large amount of dopamine. And do you know what dopamine is? Dopamine is the molecule of addiction. So if large amounts of dopamine are being released when someone is in your presence, their brain will learn that when I am in his presence, I get dopamine. Therefore, guess what they're going to want to do? Be in your fucking presence, and they won't have any words to explain it. Guys, who on earth, who on this fucking planet knows this stuff? No one. That's why my clients fucking win. And that's why the people who take my advice fucking win. Because I have done all of the stuff I speak about. And all of this shit is based on science. So they're really the big tips. You want to speak from the belly because it's going to give you a deep, resonant voice. It's going to make you sound very confident. You want to have downwards tonality because then everything you said is fact. So I'll give you an actual very tactical example of this. Let's say like someone, like some girl you're dating or some member of your family or one of your friends is like, oh my God, this massive, really bad thing is happening. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Da, 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 da. If you speak in this way, you say, you are going to be totally fine. You have to worry about nothing. I'm here for you. If anything goes wrong, I will move mountains to help you. Nothing bad will happen, I promise. I give you my word. When you speak like that, fellas, people feel very calm. They completely calm down. And, oh, Force, I'm so glad I'm with you. Force, I'm so glad you're my friend. John, I'm so glad. Like, that's what people will say to you. Ben, Bill, Matt, whatever your name is. Because you're that calm, masculine presence. That's why I said at the start of this video, fellas, right? This video shows you how to be a fucking man. It's not about like dating. It's not about whatever all these other fucking gurus talk. It's not about just attracting women and whatever. It's boring. Like, it's easy. This is a side benefit of being a fucking man. But everyone wants to skip the work and go straight to the results. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the fucking work, which is what I'm telling you. Right, follow these tips, you will win. And then the third part of higher status communication is words. But that's only 10%. And my only advice I ever give with words, except in very special circumstances, is shut the fuck up and ask lots of questions and be comfortable with silence. Shut the fuck up, ask lots of questions, let other people talk, and be comfortable with silence. If you follow those 4 tips, that is the only thing you need to know of words. Shut the fuck up, ask lots of questions, sit in silence. Let other people talk about themselves. If you do that, people will be addicted to you. They'll want to speak to you. Okay? So fellas, that's really the meat and potatoes of it. But I'm going to throw in a little bonus tip about how to actually use this in real life. So you want to remain calm at all times. Right? You want to follow that 3 C's framework I gave you. Calm, confident, competent. Or cool, calm, competent, whatever you want to call it. Right? I usually interchange the words. They all mean the same fucking thing. Cool, calm, competent. Cool, calm, confident, calm, cool, whatever. The 3 C, that's all that matters. This is what I teach. Cool, calm, competent. You want to be this in real life. You have to practice being like that. And the way you be that is by literally telling yourself, nothing will affect me. And then you do so much work, you work so hard that you're like, I really, really don't care if she doesn't text me back. Like, I'm bored. Like, oh, just go away. Like, you just thank God. That's the mindset you have to have. And you're only going to get that by doing the work. But you can make other, if you don't want to do the work, which I really don't recommend, if you just want to get instant results, just use the body language, the high status body language, use the high status vocal tonality, and use the high status word/speaking tips I gave you. They will make people perceive you as cool, calm, confident, whatever you want to fucking say. They'll make people think, but you internally will not fully believe it. This will help you because other people, the opinions that other people have of you in the beginning will dramatically shape how you feel about yourself. But if you really deep down on a subconscious level want to be cool, calm, competent at all times, even when shit is fucking melting down, you have to do the work. Right. So we covered number 1, provide and protect. What the fuck does this mean? This should be a man's North Star, a man's single guiding principle. Then I told you tactically how to fucking use this in real life to win, not just in relationships, but in life, right? How to be a fucking man. Number 3, how the fuck I changed my life. Now this is good. I'm not going to go into too much detail, because that will be for another video. But I just really want to give you the lessons from how I went from loser to where I am now, which many people would do bad things to get to. Okay, very bad things. So how the fuck did I get from, because I started at 0, fellas. Like I had no friends, no girlfriend, no options. I had literally zero money. I started from negative, actually. Negative. Below 0. No money, no girls, no options, no friends, nothing. No social circle, no resources. 0. Literal fucking blank fucking slate. 0. To where I am now. Right. How the fuck did I do this? How did I go from 0 to where I am now? A 4-letter word that I have said many times that none of you fucking want to do. Work. Fucking work. And when I say work, I don't mean I worked a fucking job. I mean personal fucking development. That's the key word I want to give you. Personal development. This is the key to life. And if you know me, I do not say things when I don't mean them. You know I do not make bold promises. You know me, right? Personal development is the key to fucking life, right? Because think about it tactically, like actually think about it on a fucking level of physics, right? Physics. You are currently in a position, you want to get to a new position. How the fuck do you get there? How? Personal development. By leveling up. Right? And this shit takes a long time. If you like if you want to get results that less than 1% of men get, you have to either work for a time period, do so much effort, so much volume, so much work, so many hours, so many sacrifices that less than 1% of men have done, or you can shortcut that by having the right information. Because then what happens, fellas, if you have the right information, which I didn't have in the start, so I had to do this. So like I said, I told you how I changed my life. I didn't have the right information. So I had to do the work. But so there's really 2 options how you can progress. You can either do the work like I did, or you can get the right information, which will shortcut all that bullshit. And honestly, real, that's why I make these fucking videos. So you don't have to go through this fucking bullshit that I did. All the failure, all the trial and error, all the money, all the everything, all the heartbreak, all the fucking shit I had to go through over years. If you have the right information, you don't have to go through that because you already have the fucking answers to the test. You don't have to learn the answers. You know exactly what to do to go from point A to point B. And that's why I make these videos. Right? So, the ultimate tactic is just watch my fucking videos and make notes. And watch the videos again, even if they're boring. That's the point. Right? Make notes. That's the fucking tactic. Stop watching every other bullshit pickup artist who doesn't tell you the truth and watch my fucking videos if you want to win. Right? Because I have the answers. And people have paid me a lot of fucking money for the answers. So anyway, fellas, I've got more videos coming. And if you want the fucking answers, well, just fucking watch my videos. If you want the fucking answers, you can get them for free, right? In this one thing that I've been working on for 4 years is finally ready, right? And like I said, it's a culmination of everything I've learned and taught in the years I've done this. And it combines everything I've ever taught into my top private clients who've paid me from 45k to over 120k for my advice. And if you want to find out first, if you want to get early access and you want to get some of these resources, right, some of the lessons I've charged thousands for in the past, and you want that for free, all you have to do is click the link in the description, no matter what the link says, no matter if it says fucking, whatever link is in my description, click it, submit your contact information, the right stuff, because this is where I will send the stuff. This is where I will send this stuff to the phone number you give me, to the email you give me, and you'll be the first to find out when it's released. Okay? And I'll also send you some of my paid resources for free just for registering. Okay, fellas, like I said, I've got so much stuff to come. I cannot wait to share with you. It's going to be a good year. So much stuff planned. I will see you in the next one.